Alright, this is Hardwick, Minnesota. That looks like Town Hall. I'm trying to find the post office. Haven't seen it yet. The town was founded in 1892. It is primarily agriculture. That's what the economy is based on. That is a real treasure. First thing in town I've seen that looks like is operational is a bar. How about that? Yeah, it is a farming town. Very small. A little more than a wide spot in the road. Let me show you a map first, then I'll give you population. Yeah, and in 1960 was peak population, 328 people. Last census down to 189. One of the residential streets. There's not very many of them. But I couldn't drive down it and not show you this house. It's like a Frankenstein house. It looks like they've just added here and there for the fun of it. No rhyme or reason. That is something, isn't it? I'm not sure if anyone lives there. Median age of the town is 29. Now that is for sale. This house. It's on Buckingham Street, if someone wants to look it up. It's got a detached garage back there. 102 looks like Buckingham. Yeah, why not? Someone look it up. I think we'd all be interested to see what they want for that. Am I right? Here is the fire department. Still looking for that post office. It appears that this is the post office. Yeah, here it is. Hardwick, Minnesota. The town is named after a railroad builder. The guy who built the railroad. He headed the team. It was named after him. I guess they were really grateful to him for bringing it to town. Median age is 29. That makes this town pretty young. It is 66% white, 28% Hispanic, 3% black, the rest is mixed race or other. Oh, isn't that something? Yeah, that has been empty a long time. Median household income, $39,327 a year. That's $756 a week. That is very little money. Poverty, though, not bad. 15.3 overall. But for children, it's only 7%. 65 and older, 19%. A little bit higher for retirement folk. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence of population loss. A lot of houses, it looks like people just up and left. Here's the cost of living. It's an 80. Housing's 41. Crime last year, 2.8 incidents per 100 people. It's a little bit high. US is 2.1. Median home value, $83,300. It's not a lot of money. There is no store of any kind, so you'd have to travel somewhere else to get groceries. Not really a gas station. Well, they have a gas stop. Yeah, Hardwick gas stop. But there's no store attached. Yeah, no Dollar General. Nothing retail pretty much of any kind. Just a bar, a saloon. And interesting looking little houses like this one. I'm seeing a lot of American flags in the town. I like that. Well, I've pretty much showed you the entire town, so yeah, that's going to do it for here. Let's head to the next one. Well, after driving through miles of Minnesota farmland, I'm finally arriving at the small town of Kenneth. Settled in 1900. Railroad came to town. Well, the railroad came to the area, and the town sprung up around it. And whatever the downtown is, or how much of a downtown there is, this is it. Right here. Kenneth Center. Wonder what that means. Looks like fire department there. Not sure what this is. Or used to be anyway. A bank perhaps? Maybe someone lives there. There's a car. Well, let me show you a map. See where I'm at? Population history, 1940 was peak, 148 people. Last census down to 60. So yeah, not a lot of people left here. Well, this is truly a wide spot in the road. That might have been a church, perhaps. I guess someone lives in it now. And why not? Median age is 39, same as the U.S. It's got an interesting racial breakdown. 63% white, 38% Native American. Yeah, that's it. I'm going slow because there's maybe three roads in the entire town. So median household income, $76,250 a year. Whoa. That's pretty good money, isn't it? That's $1,466 a week. But look at poverty. 44.4. That's high enough, but school-aged children, 73%. Yeah. 73% of the kids here live in poverty. 65 and older, though, is 0. Now, post office. I'm not sure. That box might be it right there. Well, unless that's it. It says post, but it also has a for sale sign. This looks like the park for the town. Maybe someone lives there. Crime last year, 2.4 incidents per 100 people. USA, again, 2.1. So, crime's a little high. Cost of living is 75. 25% lower than the rest of the U.S. That's very low. Utilities, again, 104. Housing, 26. It is a very windy day here in rural Minnesota. And despite it being late spring, very chilly. It's only 44 degrees. Well, it's pretty cool looking. Yeah, here's the median home value in NA. Not sure why the census couldn't come up with a breakdown, but anyway, 57% of the houses are under 100K, but 33% are over 500K. Interesting. I pretty much showed you that whole town, so off I go into the Minnesota, well, rural Minnesota farmland, and we'll head to the next town. It is really quiet and empty out here in rural Minnesota. I haven't seen another car, I don't know, half an hour at least. It's kind of eerie. All right, I am driving into the town of Lismore, Minnesota. It's named after a village of the same name in Ireland. In fact, this town was founded and settled by Irish immigrants. And that happened when the train came to town. That was in 1900. As they were laying the tracks down, the town was settled and built. It's farming now. Let's see, I think the post office is right here. There it is. A little small post office. And they have a bar. Not a whole lot in these towns, but there's pretty much been a bar in every one of them. It appears they like to do some drinking here in Minnesota. Well, here's a business with gas. Maybe even a little store in there, huh? Well, let me show you a map real quick. And population history, peak was in 1920, 350 people. Last census down to 202. This looks like it was a garage. It's got a sign that says open, but I have a feeling that that is not the case. What do you guys think? The Irish that moved into the town were Catholic, and one of the first things they did was build this incredible church. It was built in 1911. And there's the 10 Commandments. What a structure, huh? Especially in a little tiny town. 200 people. Median age is 52, so the town's a little bit older. 55% of the town is white, 40% Hispanic. Last 5% is mixed race or other. Median household income is $58,603 a year, a little over $1,100 a week. Poverty is 16.7 overall. School age children 36. Yeah, that's a bit high. Retirement age folks only 9%. And cost of living's in 80, so 20% lower than the rest of the U.S. Utilities, again, 104. Housing's 40. Yeah, an old house that may be abandoned. Yeah, that would be awesome if it was fixed up. This looks like a church as well. Not quite as impressive as that last one. I do like the bell housing there. Well, not really even housed, is it? It's just out in the open. Presbyterian Church. Crime, 2.7 incidents per 100 people. USA's 2.1. So again, crime, yeah, a bit on the high side. And there's the fire department. All right, so as I'm showing you some of the houses here, and for the most part they look really good. But anyway, yeah, it's nice. Median home value here is, well, it's an NA. That said, 65% of the homes are below 100K. So it's probably a pretty low median home value here. This is the town cemetery. Couldn't just drive by this and not get a closer look. Isn't that something? I guess it's the grave of a significant person. Or no, it isn't. Okay. Oh, yes, it is. Prayer for the unborn. And there is a grave here. Reverend Michael Hiltner. Born October 1875, died 1947. Wow. Well, whew. Man, for it being just about summer, it is really cold here. This is Wilmont, Minnesota. This is the downtown. It's trying to rain, so I'm going to have to shoot out the window here. This is the fire department, by the way. The town settled in 1899, railroad town. And early life, from what I understand, revolved around churches and saloons. And look here. Got a big saloon in this little town. And it is pretty small. Well, let me show you a map first. And in population history, in 1950 and in 1960, the population was 473. Last census down to 332. There's not a regular gas station or anything, just this little fuel stop. We've seen this before, haven't we? And there's the post office. Well, they've got a few businesses here in the downtown. Median age is 50. 94% of the town is white. 6% Hispanic. This looks like a church. Yeah. Started to wonder if it was, you know, in operation, holding services. Still not sure. Wow, look at that house. Somebody's doing well. Here's the median household income, $60,179 a year. Yeah, that's almost $1,200 a week. Poverty, 2.5 overall. Wow, low. School-aged children, 0. 65 and older, 4%. They have poverty under control in this town. All right, crime, 2.4 incidents per 100 people. Again, higher than the U.S. Crime rate of 2.1. Yet another town. Well, there's a lot going on here, isn't there? Lots of cars. Yeah, there's some evidence of the economy and what it's based around, farming. Well, it looks like a tree house. Well, all kinds of interesting stuff there. Cost of living is an 85. Utilities 104 again. Housing is a 59. This town is in really good shape, and the numbers support that. these houses with 3-car garages. To me, that's the ultimate, to have a 3-car garage. A bunch of them. Median home value here, $157,500. Yeah, that's the highest median home value of any town so far. But you definitely see it. The 3-car garage seems to be the norm here. Well, all right. Yeah, that's it for here. Let's head to the next town. I am in Jasper, Minnesota. Quiet town here, in a rural area of the state. There's the post office. This is downtown right here, so let's take a look. This town is known for quartzite ore that is nearby, and all these buildings that you're seeing here, or at least that one and this one here, were built with it. Pretty prosperous for the town. This quartzite has been quarried and shipped and used in buildings all over the United States. Yeah, this building was built with it. This is the Porball building, I think it's pronounced. Built in 1889. That building is on the National Register. Well, let me show you a map. See where I'm at? Population history, peak was in 1920, 968. Last census down to 610. All right, it's going to turn into a neighborhood. Boy, it sure looks nice, doesn't it? Yeah, really beautiful residential street right out of downtown. Median age of the town is 35. That's a bit younger than the U.S. U.S. median age is 39. Yeah, it looks really nice. 65% of the town is white, 22% is Hispanic, 1% black, 1% Asian, 1% Native American. The rest is mixed race or other. This yard looks interesting. Got all kinds of stuff going on there. Median household income, $50,446 a year. That's $970 a week. Yeah, I'm just giving you a look. I like this house right here. Could use a little work. But it could be amazing. This is the school. As you can see, it has been constructed with that quartzite ore as well. That's quite the dish, isn't it? The town is primarily, well, it derives its income, that is to say, from farming and agriculture. There's some evidence right there through the trees. The town is noted for a picture that was taken back in 1927 of a tornado by a 16-year-old girl. Here it is right here. Her name was Lucille Handberg. She braved the elements and got the picture. It was celebrated across the country. It was in news articles and newspapers, and it is considered one of the great pictures of a tornado to this day. I'm not sure what that was. Looks like it's kind of in ruins now, doesn't it? Oh, here's a look at poverty. 21.5 overall. School-age children, 19%. 65 and older, 28%. That was pretty high. And this is the fire department. The streets of the town are very nice. It's quite beautiful, peaceful. Here's cost of living. It's an 81, so 19% lower than the rest of the U.S. You can see utilities highest at 104, probably because of the pretty hardcore winters they have up here in Minnesota. Housing's the lowest at 45. Crime last year, 2.8 incidents per 100 people. USA's crime rate is 2.1 per 100. Yeah, this is pretty much all you see here in terms of the housing. It looks pretty nice, huh? The median home value here, $76,900. Wow, that's really low, isn't it? Yeah, I found this church out here, Eden Church. Yeah, it's just out here in the country, all by itself, on a lonely gravel road. I'm making my way into Ellsworth, Minnesota. And as you come into town, this is something you see. How about that? I'm not sure if they're holding services there. It's not in great condition. Well, anyway, let's head into downtown and see what we can find. Well, driving into the downtown, you see some signs of life. There's a few cars here. Veterinary clinic. Yeah, there's a cafe there. I guess that's where those people are. And then right here, got a cluster of cars in front of a bar. All right, so here's a map, so you can see where I'm at here in Minnesota. Population history, peak was in 1920, 667 people. Last census down to 497. Median age here is 43. 90% of the town is white. 5% Hispanic, remaining is mixed race or other. Looks like a abandoned gas station. One of my favorite things to video. Just something about them. Median household income here is $56,875 a year. That's almost $1,100 a week. Not too bad, huh? Ellsworth was settled in 1871, which makes it a little bit older than some of the other towns we've seen on this little road trip. Found it as a railroad stop, named after the railroad executive who brought the railroad to town. Wow. What an interesting looking old house. How old do you think that is? At least 100 years, I bet. Let's see, poverty 6.9. Really low. School-age children only 2%. 65 and older 6%. Yeah, those are not occupied, I would think. Cost of living 79. 21% lower than the rest of the U.S. Utilities highest 104 again. Housing's lowest at 38. Check out this old church. It is no longer being used. Man, you can tell. It's probably built possibly in the 1800s. This one has long been abandoned, hasn't it? Nature's threatening to take that one. And here is the post office. And this is the fire department, looks like. Let's see, crime last year, 2.8 incidents per 100 people. Again, high crime. Every town on this trip has got crime that's higher than the U.S. Alright, well, I've got one more number to give you. That is median home value. $86,200. Yeah, so houses are a little bit more inexpensive here. All right, everyone, that's going to be it for here in Minnesota. We're going to drop down into Missouri next. We got to start making our way back towards our home area of Dallas. We will see you there next Saturday.